17th என்ன மண்டே
Monday.
மண்டே தானே நம்ம பண்ணது முதல்ல கூட மண்டே ஈவினிங் தான் வருது 6th. அதனால தான் அவங்களே என்ன கேட்டாங்கன்னா தொடர்ச்சியாக பண்ணுங்க அப்படின்னாங்க.
Seniors போகிறோம் நீங்களும்.
ஓகே
வருஷப்பிறப்பு வருது கொண்டாட்டம் செய்யணும் கும்மியடியா எங்கேயும் அடிக்க போகிறோம்
சரி, நான் போகவே
சரி
இல்லை. நான் போகிறதே இல்லை அதுக்கு இருந்துட்டு.
சரி ஷூர் நோ ப்ராப்ளம் ஒய் நாட்.
She's from Sri Lanka.
Oh, good,
She's
good,
a
good.
Sinhalese, but she understands Tamil. She speaks English.
English, yeah.
You know
Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, I have it,
Mahabharata,
yeah.
yes.
Not much, little bit.
You are a Buddhist.
Yeah, Buddhist.
சொல்லுங்க. இல்லைங்களே தமிழில் எழுதியிருக்காரு.
You come in Thursdays too?
Varanam, I come, but in the occasion and that, but I don't. Otherwise, I don't.
உண்மைதானே ஏன்னா நீங்கள் இப்போ
Kamala.
இல்லை அதை நீங்கள் தமிழ்லேயே சொல்லலாமே ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. சமஸ்கிருதத்தை தமிழ் படுத்தியிருக்காங்க. ஆமாம் அது தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டா பிரச்சனை இல்லை. இப்போ ஏன்னா நமக்கு வந்து பாலே 4 வகையான பா இருக்குது சமஸ்கிருதத்தில். பா ப ப ப. அதனால தான் அவங்க என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா பாவை போட்டு 1 2 3 4ன்னு எழுதிடுவாங்க. அதை தெரிஞ்சு நம்ம படிக்க வேண்டியது. அதை தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டிங்கன்னா ஈஸி. எல்லாமே அப்படி தானே. சும்மா அதெல்லாம் சும்மா இதெல்லாம்
கொஞ்சம் மைக்க கிட்ட போடுவோம் எனக்கு கேக்குது.
இல்லை வருது. சரி சரி okay, so we'll start with 3 ohms. Sairam. So last week we just saw the introduction on the Bhagavad Gita. So what is it? What was the context? And some of the context we did talk about that. So some more to understand. So there was a war declared between the 2 brothers side. Okay, Pandus on one side, Pandavas and Kauravas. Kauravas were Dhritarashtra's children and Pandavas are Pandu's children. So the war was declared between these 2. It was the sole reason for the war is because of Dhritarashtra, who is very greedy that he wants to get the kingdom and he wants to give it to his son, who is Duryodhana. And there is no one to control Duryodhana in the kingdom. Even in the big palace in the Rajya Sabha, when the Lord Krishna himself came as a messenger and he was seeking at least to give some kingdom or some place or a land. So Duryodhana says, I won't even give a piece of, even when you pierce with the tip of a needle, I will not even spare that land. Oosi munai alabum taramati. So that was his adamancy what he had, not to give them. So the nature of Duryodhana, why? Because it is Dhritarashtra who himself had this greedy and all, because he was first the elder son, right? Because there were 3 children born. So one is Dhritarashtra, second one is Pandu, third one is Vidura. Vidura was not qualified to be a king because he was not born for a Kshatriya lady. So basically he is out. So it's only between these two people, either Dhritarashtra or Pandava, who has to take the kingdom. Dhritarashtra had a problem because he is blind. So when you talk about Raja Lakshana means you should have the entire everything good. So Dhritarashtra was not having the eye because a Raja needs to have an eye. So Pandu had all the plus points. But unfortunately, Pandu cannot be there for a long time. So Pandu eventually died. So after the death of a Pandu, the kingdom, there is no other way than it has to be given to Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra get into the picture. Now once he is sitting in the throne, he doesn't want to give it to some other generation. See what happened, legally it was given to Pandu. So that means Pandu's putras should rule. Am I right? So it is basically he is a guardian. So after his period, what he has to do, he has to hand over to Pandus and Pandavas. That is the right. But this fellow, because of his greed, he doesn't want to give it to the Pandus putra. So what he does, he wants to have it. So meanwhile, the other side is Duryodhana, who has been always trained with this in his mind. His own intention is to have only the kingdom. And also he has been spoiled by his own maternal uncle, who is Shakuni. So based on that, what happened, he is having this durbuddhi, what we say, the bad chintana. So he said that he will never spare. So he has done a lot of tricks with the Pandavas, and then he want to kill them. The next he calls them for the Chaturangam, what is called die game, and then he takes out all the kingdoms from them. Trickily he is doing that. And even if they are living in the forest, he is not sparing them, right? So he is chasing them, he wants to kill them there and do something. All those things Duryodhana has done. So that was his intention. So now the Duryodhana on one side and his senas, and Pandu on the other side, which is Pandava, headed by Dharma, Yudhishthira, and his senas on the other side. So they both are in the war front. So now this is the situation, this is the context where the entire song of 700 verses have been given to us. Okay?
So the war is between Dharma and Adharma.
Yeah, so basically it is a war between the negative and the positive forces. So how do we read this is because Kurukshetra means the land of Kurus. Kuru means it is a dynasty. The name of the dynasty is Kuru. Like we say Rama is Raghuvamsha, solar dynasty, Surya Vamsa. Same way, here we say that they come under the Kuru dynasty. So Kuru and his dynasty. So that is the place, the land, and in that place, the both families, brothers' side, they are having a clash, family food between them. Okay, they are fighting. So the fight is between the Pandavas on one side and Kauravas. Kauravas are the negative elements what we have. And Pandavas are considered to be the positive element. So if you imagine that as your mind, Kurukshetra is nothing but your body and your mind. Okay? So you will be invaded by all 100 types of negative forces. So simply if you understand, you will be always having 100 type of negative forces which is going to come. These are nothing but your Kauravas. From different point of view. Okay? So it could be more effective. Sometimes these negative forces may be very strong also. They are very impulsive. They are very impulsive. They can create more of your impact on your mind, right? So because sometimes you cannot give it up because you are so attached with that. So the negative forces are there. So where they are invading you, so these negative forces are invading on your 5 other forces. What is your Karmendriya and Jnanendriyas? Am I right? Your sense organs, 5 sense organs, and then the Jnanendriyas are there, Manas, Chinta, Buddhi, Aham and all those things. They are trying to invade. So these 100 is trying to invade your sense organs, emotions, everything they are trying to steal. karma, illusion, everything is there. Okay, something which covers you, all those things. So now what happens? You have to get out of it. Who can be the only source who can give you the resurrection here? It's only the Lord. When you just surrender to that Lord can take you out. Here the surrendering to the Lord is nothing but your own Atma. The divine Krishna is nothing but your own Atma, Atmic version. So when you surrender to that Atma, so Atma can take you out and then can give you the needed knowledge for you so that you can come across this delusion. All right, so because, see, illusion is a very troublesome area, which is very, very, it's very hard to jump out of the illusion and come out. So there was a beautiful story in a Veda, which is narrated by one of my guru, Sundaramanana. So he says, there was a dialogue between Parachara and Vyasa. Okay, they were talking and then father and son, they had a very good conversation. Then Parachara is the father and Veda Vyasa, they both are talking, and then Veda Vyasa said, the Maya is something, it's an illusion. If you have jnana, all right, if you have jnana, it is easy that you can come out of it. Parachara was a little bit hesitant to accept that statement. He told, is it true? Yeah, okay. Have you experienced that, my son? He asked. Yes. Vyasa says, yes, father, because it is true. If you have wisdom, it is easy that you can come out of this illusion. Okay. So then he left. So Veda Vyasa is in a forest, basically in the border of, those days they live in a small kutil. Kutil means a small hut. All right, it is very much near to that border of the village or border of the city. So it was raining outside. So he has a small light lamp and then he's trying to write and read. All of a sudden he saw some shadow in front in the gate of his hut. So he just want to look at that who is outside. There seems to be a young, beautiful lady who is standing there, drenched in the rain, so charming and beautiful. By seeing her, Vyasa got disturbed. So I don't want to explain you how it is. You can imagine how in the cinematic way, how it will be there. So now Veda Vyasa in a romantic mood, he is looking at her. With all his knowledge now, what happened, he is looking at that girl and he got totally disturbed. And he goes to her and then says, who are you? Are you Vanadevata? Who are you? You are standing here. What I am going to do? And she says, I don't know. I have come here. So someone told that you are here. I am here. Then he says, immediately without even any thought in his mind, think about Veda Vyasa, who wrote Veda, who divided the Vedas, who gave Upanishad, who gave the Puranas, right? All the things, great things what he has given. He suddenly asks a question, will you marry me? In a moment it is gone. Will you marry me? Now the lady says, okay, but one condition. Upon one condition. What? You have to carry me on your top of your head, go around this hut 3 times, and then place me in the front of the gate. Then I am yours. No worries. And we can have our family life and everything. This person, in a crazy, he lift her and put it on her head and he's running madly, madly on the hut for 3 times. At the moment when he is trying to put her down, he sees his father Parachara standing there. Now he was shocked. He was asking, where is that girl? Parachara told, I only came as disguised as a girl. Okay. So just now you told, as in the jnana, you are a jnani, you have written Brahma Sutra, you have written so many things. You said that if with the wisdom you can win over all the things, what happened to your wisdom? What has happened? Why the Maya has come to you? Then he says, oh, this is really, illusion is very, very protruding and it is very strong. So unless otherwise we have a divine intervention, we can't come across this illusion. So he said, and he accepted that. That's where the statement in the Devi Bhagavatam, in Devi Mahatmyam it comes, Jnani namabi chetamsi Devi Bhavati hisa bhalada krishya mohaya mahamaya prayarchate. So the Maya can be get rid of only by the Devi Parashakti, because she is the creator of Maya. She is the only person who can give you the jnana. She is the only person who can give you the vairagya to make you come out of it. So this was given to Vedavyasa. So why I am saying is, even for the Vedavyasa, it is difficult. So we are such a small human beings, a small peck in this universe. You can understand the illusion is something which is easy that we can be carried out. So on that parlance, so this illusion is one which always runs, which carries away our thoughts, our mind, our buddhi. Everything is covered by this illusion. So it is very important that you have to surrender to that divine, so that the divine can always be with you, guide you, is a guiding force, and take you out. That's why he is a charioteer. All right? So he is the Sharati who will take you out from these calamities. So the problem where it is, he will try to get you out. And now imagine this is a war front. Okay? In the war front, what will be more pitching out from each party will be anger and emotion. All right? So more anger, vengeance, krodha, kopam. Right? So that is the only thing what you can expect. Everyone shouting, yelling at each other, I am going to kill you. That's it. So animalistic instinct will be there. Am I right? So understand that. This is the war front. Now, Krishna teaches to Arjuna, bring your wisdom here in the war front. Correct? Bring your wisdom in the war front. So that means what? Even if it is a calamity, you have to bring your wisdom. Correct? So there is a beautiful statement given by Martin Luther King. Who is a great leader? That's the question. Who is a great leader? Who can be a great leader? Everyone said he's the best person, this one, that one, communication, all these things. He said, no. A great leader is a person who can lead others even in the calamities. Even there is a conflict. Am I right? Even there is a situation of trouble. If he can lead others,
You don't run away from that.
so then you are a great leader. So the problem now with Arjuna is, he says, I'm going to run away. So that is what happens in the first chapter, right? So first chapter what he says, I'm going to run away because I don't want to wage any war. Because this is not seems to be a wise decision to fight with my own acharyas, to fight with my own brothers, to kill them. All right, and all of a sudden what he says, it will even destroy the family tradition, the family values and everything. So that is where Krishna is giving him the advice that you have to bring your wisdom and you have to stabilize yourself, and sometimes, yes, you have to establish that you are there. In that, there could be a strong attachment with that negative force also, but you should also know how to get rid of it, how to cut it out. So that is very, very important, because see, your physical body sometimes get into some addiction. Correct? See, first time, beautifully says, Kavir Kannadasan says this word, if a bad habit need to be practiced, first the mind will say no. The mind will say yes, but the body will reject it. Right? So say for example, if someone is trying to smoke, mind is addicted, or mind wants it. But when the first puff or something like that, what happens? He will carve and he'll throw everything and all. All right? So the first time it will always, the body will reject, the mind is trying on, convincing it, go for it, go for it, go for it. And after that what happens? Mind will say reject it, but the body will not leave it. body wants to have that addiction. Correct? So some of these negative thinking or negative emotions what you're connected is bodily afflictions. Your mind wants to get rid of it, but it is a deep-rooted attachment what you have. So that is where you have to think how to get rid of out of it by your best knowledge and wisdom what you can apply there. Right? So that is basically the context in which the entire war has been set up. The first sloka, always they say in the commentaries, the first sloka will narrate the understanding of the entire Bhagavad Gita. So the first sloka, what it talks, like Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjaya. Sanjaya is one of his personal assistant, okay, who is helping him all the thing, because this person is a blind king, so right? So he is assistant for him, Sanjaya is an assistant for him. And then he will always guide him, help him, going out and coming, and then giving him the directions and everything. So Sanjaya is a person who does all those things. And also he is a charioteer for him. So he is asking, because Sanjaya got a beautiful boon from Vedavyasa, that whatever is happening there in the field, war field, he can just visualize and he can tell him. Okay? So basically that is the first live telecast what has happened in the entire century, right? So that's the first live telecast. So he can see ball by ball sequence what is happening there in the field, battlefield, and he is narrating it. Commentaries, live commentaries, he is trying to give it to the Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra is asking, Dharma kshetre guru kshetre samaveda yuyutsavaha mamakam pandavaschaiva kimakurvada sanjaya. So beautiful word he asked, Dharma kshetre guru kshetre. The word first beginning letter is Dharma. Okay? Dharma kshetre guru kshetre. So what does the word Dharma connotes? What does Dharma means? What do we understand by the word Dharma? Let us reflect. Right conduct. Okay, right conduct will be a very, very layman definition for us. Okay. What else? Very good. So what is Aram?
That is for right things.
Right things. Okay. What else?
Follow your desires and all.
Follow the
Good deeds.
good deeds. Okay. Good deeds is Dharma. What else? What do we understand by the word Dharma? Okay, you can bring
Kind and
helping others. Okay, that is one aspect of Dharma also.
no
Okay.
harm for that.
No harm for others. Okay.
Kind.
Being kind. Kind is something with love and affection. Yeah.
But my compare for others, they same as we have to think about it others. Before I am doing something, but this is bad for me. But the same thing, if I do something, it's bad. Some other people do something, is bad for me. I felt. But if same thing we are doing this one, so we have to avoid that one. Is dharma.
Okay, so basically you're thinking about the karma and the reactions of it, right? So if I'm going to do something bad to others, it may come back, right? So I have to think about others. I'm stepping into the other people's shoes, okay? So all those things we consider as a dharma. Dharma,
Doing the right thing.
doing your duty, how do you say that? What is your definition of a duty?
I'm born, say I'm a wife and a mother, I have to do my duty without
Mhm.
neglecting that's what my first duty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to work for anything else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to go to next step, like everything we leave to God, at the ending.
Yeah, that is ultimate. Yeah. So dharma, as you told, there is a duty element which is also inside, right? So you are performing your duty based on what you are, correct? So how do we understand this? In an excellent way, it has been defined. As Uncle told, it is aram, correct? So in Tirukkural, one of the commentary given by Parimezhalkar. So what he defines as aram, I will tell in Tamil and then I will explain you what it is. விதித்தன செய்தலும் விலக்கியது ஒழித்தலும் அறமே ஆகும். Vidittana seidal. What has been defined to you, you work on it or you do it. Vilakkiyadu olittal. So what he has said not to do, what is abstained from doing. Whether some of the things they have said don't do. Don't do. Right? Vidittana seidalum, vilakkiyadu olittalum agiya aram. So that means there are some prescribed things for us. So how does this prescription comes? Because through the practice, through the tradition, okay, through some of the societal values it has been given to us. Certain karmas have been defined to us. Okay. Definitely, enlightened people has given. Okay. Enlightened people has given to us. And also there are so many other rishis, saints, not only that, lawmakers and everyone has given to us. Certain things which are given to us. This is called as a natural law. Right? It is a natural law, total natural law, which is called as dharma. So in Sanskrit, dhri means dhri, that is the word, root word for dharma. Dhri means upholding something, to sustain something. Okay? So sustaining what? Some of the principles. Upholding certain principles. That is what we say as a dharma. So that means it is totally a rule of evolution. So it is a process of evolution. You understand? It's a process of evolution. So you have to walk in that direction only. So what happens if you are opposing that level or that force will reject you. Naturally, it will reject you. How it will reject? It may come in different rupas, avataras, and then they will try to reject you. Okay? If you are going against that nature, the nature will take its own course to make you out from that process. So that's why we have to grow or we have to work in the dharmic path only. It is the process of evolution. So process is defined according to your own roles. As say for example, as a teacher you have a role. As a mother you have a role. As a father you have a role. So you have to perform that in a correct way. And it should be legal and ethical way of doing it. And you live in that principle. I am going to be like this. Right? Compromising your principle for certain values or for certain things is not going to be dharma. So what does it mean? Say for example, nowadays we are seeing in the modern trend the story which is called negative heroes. The stories we study all about the negative heroes. Right? Even the films are all showing you the negative heroes. Am I right? All of a sudden, because of his mother is very sick, then this fellow goes and kills the police inspector. And then he becomes, all of it becomes a big don. And he becomes an international criminal. And whatever, he takes a gun, he fights with the people, he kills 200 people. We accept him because he's our hero. He can always do all these things. Is that justifiable? That's a question. Is that justifiable? But we all accept it, right? So that's why the film is running for 200 days, 300 days. That's a different story. Eh?
It's okay for an illusion for a time.
But what happens is this generation is following the trend. This generation is thinking, so that is where the values have been gone. See, that is where the values are gone. What they are thinking, so he is having a big value now. Am I right? So then I should also be like him. I should go and beat some fellow. Or for anything like say for love or affection, I can do anything. Am I right? Correct? So this is how you are compromising your values. So why? Because what is the justification you say? Here beautifully said, love without wisdom is totally foolish. What is it? Love without wisdom. It's definitely foolishness. Because that is what you are justifying. Am I right? You are justifying that, saying that, okay, for your love, because you have a love with your mother, you have love with your lover.
You allow them to do whatever they want.
Oh, whatever they want, and then you can go, and then you can hunt, you can kill, you can go and rob others. And what does it say? So even the dialogue also says for other four peoples, if in the society someone is going to be happy, do anything what you want. That is what the statement is, right? நாலு பேர் நல்லதா இருந்தா எது செஞ்சாலும் தப்பில்லை. This is what the word it is come, and this has become like a திருக்குறள் itself. But the திருவள்ளுவர் doesn't say like that. ஈன்ற பொழுதும் இல்லை ஈன்றாள் பசிக்காண்பாளே ஆயினும் செய்யற்க சான்றோர் பழிக்கும் வினை. Beautifully said. ஈன்றாள் பசிக்காண்பாளே ஆயினும், even your mother is hungry, don't ever dare to do any bad things. Beautifully said. 5,000 years old, our great grandfather who has given this, right? So we have to understand the value. By diluting your values, there is nothing what you can live in your life. So dharma is you have to live with your principles, right? So dharma kshetre, so it is that place where the dharma is established. And kurukshetre, kshetra means that is the dynasty and this field, right? And see the word what he is using, dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha. What is happening there? Sanjaya, tell me, mamakam, my sons, see the word, my sons, Pandavascha, that Pandu's sons. No, not brothers and my brothers and no. Right? Even, see, Yudhishthira and everyone considered him as a great, they have given all the respect so far.
Shown partiality there.
For the Dhritarashtra, they were so love and affection, they showed everything to him. But this fellow saying, Mamakam, Pandavaschaiva. So what is that Panduputra? But my sons are doing. So what is this understanding here in this verse is basically he wants, that's why he placed his son first. See that, even the words. He could have said Panduputras and my putras, okay, right? Even the series of words what you have to think about. Mamakam Pandavaschaiva. So my sons and Pandu's sons. So what does it mean? He wants his son to win. And how he wants to win, he himself knows, waging war against Arjuna, waging war with the Pandavas, he will lose. Okay? And what is his intention is, he is always having a hope for dharma, because Yudhishthira is a person who always goes for the peace. At least in the war front, he will say, okay, Duryodhana, you take it and I'll go. Right? So at least he will have a change of a mind. So this fellow is thinking, Dhritarashtra is thinking, okay, at least in the last moment, something will happen. Even then, my children will get the dynasty. See how greedy and how guilty this fellow is. So that's why he is considered to be a blind king. So why the character is blind? Because he himself is blind of all these things. Right? Mamakam Pandavaschaiva. Kimakurvada Sanjaya. What is happening there, Sanjaya? Can you tell me? So, by the very statement itself, we can understand what is his thinking in his mind. This is the only statement what Dhritarashtra spoke in the entire Bhagavad Gita. But in itself, we can understand what type of a feeling he was having, what type of understanding he was having about this war, about all the things, because of his attachment towards his own children. Right? After that, what happened? Beautifully said. Now, Duryodhana, now it comes to the Duryodhana. So now Sanjaya is looking at the war front, and the Duryodhana is all of a sudden he is seeing the Pandava side dynasty and then the Senas. All right, so the people who are standing on the other side. So in a calculation, I will tell you, Pandava side had 7 Akshoni Senas. Akshoni means, imagine I am giving you an approximate number, 2,20,000. One Akshoni is 2,20,000 times 7. That was on the Pandava side. Gaurava side, 18 Akshoni Sena. You can understand. He had a very large, the soldiers and all those peoples are behind him. But this fellow, having fear in his mind, basically that is what it is. See, why all of a sudden you want to see the opposite side? When you have so many people standing behind you. So this fellow, because of the fear, what is happening, he is looking at the other side And by seeing that, he is running to Dronacharya. Right? So that is what he says. He goes and runs to Dronacharya. Why? As a child is getting fear. Someone enters your home, what happened as a child? Because of the shy or something, the child is very scared, right? So she will, the daughter or son, or they will run back to the mother to get the shelter, right? The same thing, this fellow, by seeing their soldiers and everything, he ran to his teacher, Dronacharya. And he's saying these beautiful words. He is saying, see, those great people, like your disciple, your beloved disciple. See, this is the insult what you are going to do for your own guru, basically, right? So you should also know how to talk. Very important. See, Drona is standing on your side to wage a war. He is the greatest warrior, right? Dronacharya is the greatest warrior, and he is standing with you, and he wants to support you so that you can always go and you can win. So Dronacharya is there, Kripacharya is there, Ashwatthama is there. So great warriors are there behind. Bhishmacharya is there, who is the commander, who is standing there. All these people are standing for you, right? But you are going directly to your teacher. Okay, so you go for the teacher. Then what you're saying, it is a very important how you communicate with them, right? So it is very important how do you talk to your teachers and all. So this is the respect what you need to give. He says, see, your beloved disciple Arjuna, what is that? It is really an insult, right? So you taught him, right? So you always say he is the best, right? So your beloved Arjuna and the Drupada's son, right? Drupada's son, he is also standing there. So why he wants to refer Drupada's son to Dronacharya? So Drupada's son is the commander there for the Pandavas side. Now what is the understanding why he want to hint him? Because Drupada's son, who is called Drishtatvimana, was also trained by Dronacharya. Okay? So there is a small story behind for the Dronacharya, why there is a link between Drishtatvimana and him. Drona and Drupada, okay, so they both were in the same Kurukulam. Kurukulam means same school. Drupada was a king's son. That time his father was the ruler of the kingdom, and this fellow was a Yuvaraja. So they both were like friends, and then they, sometimes you have a great, big rich fellow's son as your friend. Then what he makes, he will make 1,000 promises for you. You cannot take it and then go behind, right? So asking for some reservations on that. He will, for the statement of friendship, he will give you a lot of promises. You cannot believe on that. So you have to be careful on those things. So this fellow told, okay, when I am king, you can come to me. Don't worry. I will be taking care of you, all those things. So this fellow is a Dharidra Brahmana because he is a Brahmin. So he doesn't have money. So Dronacharya, what happened? Because after this fellow become king, so he goes there to the palace and he wants to get some benefit. And he told, okay, come. Then he started asking him some of the things. Then this fellow was, not keen to give him anything. And he told, no, that's not possible. And told, Are, you told me when we are friends, you told so thick, we are so dosti and all. What? How come you forget, those times, when we are walking on that day, you promised me by showing the sky and all those things. See, that is different, this is different. I am now king. Right? I cannot promise you many things. I can't do you many things. It's very hard. And he says, you being a Brahmin, you don't understand. First of all, being a Kshatriya, it is very hard to keep up all the promises. You being a Brahmin, you don't understand. This fellow was keep on insisting something, and then he told, get out of here. So he was insulted. So Dronacharya was insulted by Drupada. So now Dronacharya has this grudge in his mind. All right, as a Brahmin, first of all, you should not have a grudge. That is why Brahminical nature is something you should not have a grudge. This fellow carried this grudge in his mind. So what happened when he was training the children? He called Arjuna. Arjuna is a very good warrior, and he told, as a promise of a Guru Dakshina, go and wage the war with the Drupada. Drag him here. I need to show my power. Right? So this fellow Arjuna, because Arjuna has to honor his gurus, whatever the wars he is asking. So he went and he waged the war because he knows, like, he know how to win a war. And then he went and he waged a war. And Drupada was tied in the chariot behind, and then he was dragged, and then he was brought in front to the Drona. Now Drona says, see, now I am sparing you life. Okay, because I am sparing, I am giving you life now. Go, go, go. Go and live your life. Correct? See, always there is another proverb which says, two things you should not do. Chatru sesham, pitur sesham, durbhalam. What is that? Chatru sesham means you should not keep an enemy alive in front of you. If it was an enemy, kill him. That is the war strategy. Chatru sesham. Sesham means any balance of chatru is always a dangerous one. Enmity balance is always a danger. Alright? So chatru sesham, pitru sesham. Pitru sesham is for your forefather ancestors. You should not keep any balance. You should always give the whatever you have to do so danas and also the neer kadan we say in Tamil. Neer kadan means we have to do the tarpanam and everything, shraddhas and everything, you have to do it. So chatru sesham, pitur sesham, durbalam. So that means it will always create a trouble. So this fellow, what happened, Drona, because he wants to show his power through Arjuna, he can win him. He says, go, 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 go. Now I am sparing your life, get out. So now Drupada has a grudge in his mind. Because Kshatriyas, right? So they can. Probably Kshatriya's lifestyle is like that. Because they live with all these things in their mind. Because they are born for that. Because they have to go for war. They have to wage a war. They have to have this in their mind and go for it, right? So what happens now? Drupada is having in his mind that I have to do this. At that time, Drupada didn't have any son. So he does a homam, putrakameshtiyaham. In the putrakameshtiyaham, he is getting two children out of it. One is Drishtatvaimana, the other one is Draupadi. So Draupadi is from that fire only. She came as 16-year-old Kannika. That's why she is Agni Janma. Okay? So she comes out of that, Draupadi and Drishtatvaimana. Now the fate is, Drupada comes back to Dronacharya, taking the Drishtatvaimana and says, I know you are a best Acharya, train him. Now, the purpose of Drishtatvaimana is to kill Drona. You see that? So this is the beautiful link in the story in Mahabharata. No one can do that type of knot when you come with the Mahabharata. That's why once there was a fellow, when Kannadasan was here and there, right? So he was a atheist. Then he changed completely as a theist and he came in that side. That time someone from the other side, other party, they asked him, what is that you are talking about in Ramayana and Mahabharata? They're just a mere humbug stories. He told, okay, if you think it is a story, I will give you a bundle of paper. I will sponsor you pen and paper and pencil. Can you write a story like Ramayana and Mahabharata and give it to me? If it is possible, give it to me. Right? It's not possible. Humanly not possible for you to write such a story. Even if you say it's a story, humanly it is not possible to write such a divine stories like Ramayana and Mahabharata. So why I am saying is there is beautiful link there. So Drishtatvaimana is trained by Drona himself. He knows the objective of Drishtatvaimana is to kill him. But still, as an Acharya, so he trains him. Now, Duryodhana is hinting on this point to Drona. So this is what you should not talk. As to the teacher, what you need to tell? Can you tell me how strength is how much more we have the strength of our army and all those things? This is what you need to talk to him. But this fellow goes and says, see, your beloved disciple Arjuna and commander Drupada's son. That means what? Drishtatvaimana is there to kill you. They are standing opposite. Can you see them? This is pure, utter nonsense what Duryodhana was speaking, and especially for an Acharya. Then he just kept quiet. He never talked about anything. Then he says, and also see all those Maharathas who are standing there. The Maharathas are the great warriors. Okay, there are different classification in the Rathas, right? One is called Artharatha, Maharatha, Samaratha, Adhirathas. Okay, if you need to know this classification, you have to go to, I will suggest a film which is called Karnan, Shivaji Ganesan movie, where they give you the classification, beautiful classification about who is called Artharatha, who is the Maharatha, who is Samaratha, who is Adhiratha. Adhiratha means you will be like a soldier. Okay, so they will be like a soldiers running with everyone. That's what they will be doing. Right? So that is Adhirathas. Artharathas means they don't even need any soldiers backing. They themselves can go and attack a big battalion. So Artharathas means they are so strong. Maharathas means they need only two chariots or something like that to support them, they can go. Samarathas means they need only 10 or 100 chariots for them to go. Adhirathas are they have to run, like other people having the sword in their hand and then they have to run. Okay, so that's their strength level what they have. All right. So he says, see those Maharathas who are standing there. All these people who are standing opposite, you see those Maharathas, and he is witnessing. So all this, what Duryodhana was talking to Drona, is basically showing that he is scared inside. He is having a fear in his mind that he will lose this battle. Right? Why all of a sudden you need to talk about the other people's side, right? And also their valor and their strength and all those things. You don't need to count on it. What is your strength? You count on that. He never talked about that. So he was only pointing out all those things to the teacher. And also teacher knows everything. He is a master for you. And also he doesn't know how to talk to the master. So all this happening when Duryodhana was blabbering like all these things, seeing that Bhishma, the commander, starts blowing his conch. Why? Because he want to divert. So this fellow has started blabbering. So this is not going to work. Now, what is the understanding of this situation for us? Let us understand what is the life lesson we read from Duryodhana's character here, especially in this war front. What do we understand? So let us pause here and then understand what the character talks to us. So he is saying to his guru, he is pointing about the Pandavas' armies, the strength of the Pandavas' armies, to his own guru. So what does it mean? What do we get the understanding from here?
He's not respecting anybody.
Very good. So he's totally out. He's very egoistic. So he's not respecting. What else? Okay, ignorant in a very positive way should be bliss, but this fellow's ignorance is totally different. It's a negative way. Okay.
The fear and
Fear. Okay, so there is a psychological fear in his mind. So saying that Arjuna or the Pandavas are really great. And number two or number three, we can say, he himself knows the war what he is waging is not dharmic. Right? He is very clear.
so that he's a good person if you understand that.
But that doesn't come to his understanding because the ego is something which is perturbing him. Right? The ego.
Didn't allow him to.
It doesn't allow him because he had that ego and he's always thinking, no, I can win. All right? So this is sometimes which we can see from the characters of this Mahabharatam. And also you should know the communication, how you need to speak with others, especially with the elders. What type of respect you need to give, how you have to respect them. All those things, it's very, very important. Right? So you need to know how to respect the others, how to elders, when you address an elders, how to talk to them. You cannot, purse them, pinpoint them. Say for example, they say, the nature of the scorpion is to bite. It doesn't matter whether you are good or bad, it doesn't matter. It will sting you. It's the same as the character of Duryodhana. See, he is an acharya who is there to help you. And you are talking to him himself, showing the other fellow and saying that, see, Drishtadyumna is standing there. And your beloved Arjuna is there. So they are going to wage war against you, So that means what? You train them and they are going to kill you. So these things are not in a better communication. So communication should be pleasant. Right? As a leader, to win certain things, strategically to win, what is very important in the war front? How does a leader win? Communication. Even if your Sena is very little, your word, pursuing words, right, can transform the fellows, can blindly follow you. It's very important. That's the way that you have to bring them, unite them through your communication. But by this fellow's words, what happened? There will be rift. There will be rift between the others, right? So the evil Acharya is really hurt in his mind. So even tomorrow, if you want to wage a war, he will have in his mind, right? So what's the use of doing for this fellow? Am I right? So when you talk and when you hurt others, it's not going to be a smooth relation with them. So it is very important how to carry. As a leader, it's very important that we understand that your communication to persuade others to join in your effort, but which is absolutely lacking in Duryodhana's side. That means Kauravas are lacking in their communication in a heavy. All right? So that is where it is all happened. So once the conch was blown, and everyone starts blowing their conch. So there is a place they say that Krishna is blowing a conch called Panchajanya. Krishna's conch is called Panchajanya. And Arjuna's conch is called Devadatta. Why this is special reference for that? There is a reason for that. Okay? So what do we understand? See, the name of the conch itself has a lot of significance for us to go deeper and deeper. Let us only understand these two names for us to understand. What is called Panchajanya? Pancha means 5. Janya means birth. So what does it mean 5 birth means? Panchabhutas. All right? So Panchabhutas creator. Who is the Panchabhutas creator? Paramatma. So he is the Paramatma who has created this Panchabhuta, and the entire Panchabhuta, that the entire universe which is made up of Panchabhuta, is under his control. He can blow it. Right? He can blow it so that the entire universe is under his control. Right? So when he blows, what is the other fellow doing? Arjuna, who had a conch by name Devadatta. What is called Devadatta? Datta means you have been given as a boon. From whom? From the Paramatma. So, your life, your Jivatma, this is the beautiful understanding. Paramatma is standing. He says the entire universe is my form. Jivatma says, Are, I'm just a part of you. What I'm living, what I'm surviving is because of your boon. Right? So, Panchajanyam Devadattam. So we can understand how Jivatma Paramatma relation is going on here with just the name of the conch. So this is how the relation what we have with the Jivatma Paramatma Samibam. Right? So because we sometimes we don't know that we are a part of that Paramatma. We don't even realize that our Jivatma is a part of it because of the illusion, because of the Maya. So what we have to do, we have to come out of it. We have to think first of all that we are as a boon. From you, we have been gifted by you. So that's why we are living. So what does it mean? It totally takes you to the surrender mode. You are surrendering to the God. You understand that, okay, He is supreme, I surrender to you, and then I get into this. Understand. Correct? So this is what they have given in this entire episode of understanding the context between the different names of the conch, different personalities who are standing there. And then this is what has been narrated in the entire first chapter. And then he instructs, the Arjuna instructs the Krishna, says that, take the chariot to the center of the battlefield so that I can have a clear view of the opposite side. So Arjuna says to Krishna, Hare Krishna, go and take me to the center of the battlefield. And let me have a clear view what is happening. And understand, see, this is the beauty of divine. See, when divine accepts certain roles, it is really that the divine even goes like a servant for the people, right? So, see, he's commanding. And those days they say, when the king is waging war, right? So when he is in the chariot, correct? He has to tell the direction, go right, left. He won't say or utter any word. He will put his foot on the shoulder of the charioteer. So Arjuna literally has kicked Krishna, saying that go right side, go left side. Right? Paramatma was driving. Oh my God, this is something which is the highest level of highest level. That's what the divine can come so down to us. He was driving and he got that kick and he was just smiling and driving that. There's no ego because in his role he never showed any ego. That's what we need to understand. See, Mahabharata is a fantastic understanding. Each character is a fantastic thing for us to. Each character gives you beautiful personality for us. All right. If you want to study about human resources management or organizational psychology, read Mahabharata. You will know what is management. You will definitely know how to manage, how to be an effective leader. Right? So one of the greatest personality is Krishna. So he's getting that and he's driving that and he's taking him directly. What command is this guy is giving, right? This guy is just a friend of him. Nothing. And also he doesn't know that he is a Paramatma, right? So until when he showed the Vishwarupa.
Until then he was confused.
He was so confused. Until he saw the Vishwarupa, then only he understood, oh my God, this fellow is very universe himself, man. Until then he was confused, he was asking so many questions because he was a friend for him, like that. Alright, so it was very conveniently approachable for him, right? So because that is our problem also. When divine is so accessible, there is no stress or anxiety for you to search for it. It's an understanding. When divine is so accessible to you, then there is no stress for you. Or sometimes you don't even know that divine is there. That's what we did when Prashanti, that divine was walking there. Who understood that divinity? Who understood that there's a divine there? Right? For us, it is very convenient. Always we had a list of items, what we need, and then we gave it to the Swami. Swami, I need TV. Swami, I need promotion. Swami, I need my daughter's marriage. Swami, I need this one. Swami, I need that one.
Swami will look after me.
And also we'll say, oh, Swami will take care of me. Then why you list all these things, first of all? And give it to him as a letter. And then Swami has to take and bless. And if he's blessing you, so, oh my God, he took the letter. That means I will going to get it. Then after sometimes nothing happens. And say, Swami took the letter. We don't know. Maybe he will give. So still you are thinking only about the letter. Are you were in front of that divine. You were touching him. What else you want? Am I right? What else you want? So, sometimes we don't have that intention of searching the God. Correct? Sometimes we don't have that intention of searching God. Beautifully said in a Zen story. I don't know how we are doing our time. So, let me know about the time. Yeah. So, there was a intention, how the intention should be in a Zen story. One fellow goes to a saint, the monk. The monk was sitting. And he told, Guru, I want to join in your Gurukulam. Guru asked, why? I'm searching God. Ah, okay. And what do you want? I want to see God. Oh, very good, very good. So you're searching God? Yes. You want to see the God? Yes. So what do you think what you want to do when you join? So you can show me the God. So your search very sincere? He told, yes, I'm true. So there was a river there. The Guru grabbed him all of a sudden. Suddenly he jumped out and he grabbed him, took him to the river, pushed his head into the flowing, running water, and he was struggling. What is this Guru doing for me? And he's struggling for breath. Then after a few minutes, Guru left him. Then he came out. He was gasping like anything. Now tell me what you want. Now tell me what you want. Do you want God or do you want air? So, I want air to survive. You know, this is so unexpected that you pushed me in the water. Very good. So you want air? Yes. That should be the way that you have to search your God. It should be your air like anything. That means what? You cannot live without. Is your search that sincere? Then you will find it. If not, no way. So this is the truth, because we are not searching with an intention. We are not searching like that. We are not searching as it is very survival element for me. We are searching as a part-time basis. Right? We are part-time devotees. That's what we need to tell. We are part-time devotees, basically. We are not at all full-time devotees. We are part-time devotees. On a time only we become more devoted, especially on Sunday at 5 o'clock. Or we all of a sudden go to a temple, then we become more big devotees there. Only at a particular time our devotion will go up in the peak. After that what happens, we don't know.
My sons normally came for the Bhagavad Gita class and other thing. They always pray and God gives that good job and other thing.
Correct.
But they don't know the Aram. They want helper. So
Yeah.
it is my mistake.
Correct.
I didn't explain to the when they child. I didn't explain. I always was making money and this one.
Correct.
Children also I spoiled. I actually
Very good.
when I tell something, he is suffering from this one. Can you send money? I earn hard-earned money. How I earn? Because you only am giving. Because I didn't explain the Aram for this.
True, true.
When I was small, that my parents not only teaching Bhagavad Gita, but night time they will come telling the stories. And at least we got some
Beautiful.
knowledge.
Correct. Moral stories.
Yeah, but actually, you are explaining. Sorry to.
No, that's okay.
You are explaining for the seniors. Better to explain to the younger generation. We have to be, because now we are going to die. No point of believing this thing. You have to explain.
Thank you. That's why she is putting in the YouTube now.
Rabo, that you have to explain the children, and that is important because they will listen. You know that whatever stories, and even my children, they come to Sai Center. They are very good children. I know.
Very good.
They have one in California. He always telling because Sai gave that job, and, but he doesn't know Aram. He is always telling, why I have to help? That is so
In
you have to,
Americas, we teach the revolution.
no, but I didn't teach because I am going money. Only that, I didn't teach. This is my fault. Because that is why I am asking for the cover and other things. You have to teach children for Bhagavad. No, don't explain the Bhagavad Gita. Aram.
With the stories, we teach them.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So so right now time is 4:30.
Yeah.
So we will stop here with Om and three Shantis. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.